mistakes that you're making on your fat loss journey that's causing you to not lose that stubborn belly fat no matter how hard you work or how little you eat. And you may be wondering, why should I listen to this guy wearing a nice linen shirt from Abercrombie? You should listen to me because I'm a world-renowned online fitness coach that has helped hundreds of clients all over the entire world transform their physiques just like these clients right here.
You can see my dad bod is gone. I'm very happy.
I started seeing abs on my body, which was never the case before, and this is where my confidence went sky high. I received lots of compliments from several people, and I started to feel more energetic, more positive vibes, positive energy.
And I've lost over 65 pounds being in the program. 100% recommend this program. Let's get super fit.
And I've gone through an insane transformation myself, losing over 30 pounds of fat in 14 weeks time. So any one of these 3 mistakes could be the exact reason why no matter what you try, you can't lose that belly fat hanging over your pants. And let's be honest, having belly fat makes you look sloppy, undisciplined, and like you have low standards. And here's the news flash, right? As you probably have figured out by now, I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you. I'm here to tell you the truth. And if you know who I am as a coach, I'm not here to give you fluff. I'm not here to put on a show for you. I'm just here to tell you the cold, hard facts that nobody else is willing to tell you, and learn exactly what you need to do so that you can finally get a return on your time and your energy spent in the gym. So listen up and let's shred that fat. Make sure you listen to all these mistakes that I'm about to explain to you, because any one of these could be that 1% off from you actually seeing results. The first fat loss mistake that you could be making is picking the wrong diet. Just like you keep picking your rolls out of your shirt when you sit down. All right, I know that was mean, but I told you I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to tell you the truth. Keto, intermittent fasting, carnivore, all of these diets inherently work by themselves, but is it the right one for you? The truth is, stop looking for a flashy diet because an influencer said to try it out, or because your neighbor Sally said keto's so great. There's no diet that actually burns more fat than the other. At the end of the day, a calorie deficit is a calorie deficit. Whether you're eating donuts all day long or you're eating apples. If you eat too many calories from apples, you're still gonna gain weight. And if you don't eat enough calories from donuts, you're still going to lose weight. So it doesn't matter what time you eat or what you necessarily do. What matters is, are you hitting your numbers? When I first started my fitness journey, I tried to lose fat only by eating chicken, spinach, and a little bit of rice every single meal. And guess what? I lost fat and I got shredded, but it was unsustainable. And that's why the best diet for you is gonna be the one that is most sustainable for you. So if you like eating carbs, stop doing keto. If you're starving all day long because you're intermittent fasting, stop intermittent fasting. The carnivore diet makes it so that you can't go out on date night with your significant other on Friday night. Well, then stop doing the carnivore diet. The reality is you wanna follow a balanced diet that fits seamlessly into your normal lifestyle, but you just gotta be eating the right amount. So you know a calorie deficit is essential to losing fat, but the problem isn't that you don't know what to do, it's that you can't be consistent with it. It's exactly why you start the diet and you stop the diet, and you start the diet and you stop the diet. Something needs to change. So what I want you to do is I want you to follow my 3-step AAA process. The first A stands for awareness, and this comes when you download a free food tracking app like MyFitnessPal and you use a food scale and you become aware of what you are eating. Listen, if you're not tracking, you're slacking. You could be eating healthy all you want, but if you're eating more calories than you're burning, you're still gonna gain weight. Just like money, if you keep spending more than you're making, you're gonna stay broke. So for all you guys that think tracking your food is unhealthy, well then I guess you think tracking your finances is unhealthy as well. Tracking gives you awareness. The second A stands for adjustments. Once you become aware, you can start to make the right adjustments. A lot of times when clients join my program, we realize that there's a lot of things that we need to fix. And once they fix these things, they end up losing 5-10 pounds in their first couple weeks in the program when they were struggling to lose it for the last year. So what are the adjustments that you need to make? Well, step one to losing body fat is you not only need to be in a calorie deficit, but you gotta make sure that you're eating enough protein. Failing to eat enough protein will cause you to lose weight, but not fat. And the last thing you want is to lose muscle mass and look skinny fat. So how much protein should you be consuming? You should be consuming at least 1 gram of protein per pound that you want to weigh. So if you're 220 pounds and you want to weigh 200 pounds in the next couple months, start to consume at least 200 grams of protein per day. You should also be weighing yourself through this process. If you take the average calories that you ate in your first week tracking your food, and you see whether you lost weight or didn't lose weight, it will tell you how you need to adjust your calories moving forward. You find the average by taking the calories you ate every single day for 7 days, adding them up and dividing by 7. Basic math, right? And that's gonna tell you your average daily caloric intake. So let's say your average daily caloric intake was 2,500 calories and you didn't lose any weight on the scale for that week. Well, that tells us that you are roughly at your maintenance calories. So if you want to lose 1 pound of fat per week, as long as you're consuming enough protein, well, then you want to be in a 500 calorie deficit every single day. Because there's 3,500 calories in every pound of fat, and 500 calorie deficit times all 7 days of the week equals 3,500 calories. Boom, you lost a pound of fat just by doing that. Now, did you need to give up all carbs to do this? No, you had to hit your protein goal and you had to be in a calorie deficit. This is why with all my clients, we get them on a meal plan that doesn't only help them lose fat, but they also enjoy it so it's sustainable for them. Because you're not gonna lose the 20 pounds of fat on your stomach in 1 week. It requires consistency. And motivation gets you to take action, but consistency gets you to keep taking action long enough. And that requires discipline. And discipline requires systems. And the third A stands for assessments. After you became aware, after you made the adjustments, you can then assess your progress on a week-to-week basis and see how you're progressing and if what you are doing is right or wrong. But if you never track, you never become aware. Most people are living their life with air slowly leaking out of their tire. They fill the air back up, but they never identify where the hole is in the tire. That doesn't make any sense. In order to solve a problem, you gotta become aware of where the problem is in the first place. And that's why it's important to follow the AAA method when it comes to your diet. The second worst mistake that you're making on your fat loss journey is eating healthy, but not focusing on your macro. Just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're gonna lose fat. And let me paint you this picture. Fat loss is like a hybrid car. I want you to think about a hybrid car. It uses gasoline and electricity as its energy source to get you from point A to point B. And once it runs out of gasoline, it kicks on to electric mode to continue the drive. And in our life, calories is energy. Calories is gasoline. Calories is what gets you to breathe. Calories is what gets you to move. It's what gets you to work. It's what gets you to be alive. We need calories. And what happens once we run out of calories as our main source of fuel, we switch over to our fat stores in our chest, in our stomach, in our thighs, in our arms, in our face, from all different areas, which by the way, you can't target fat loss, so be patient. And it uses the fat storage as energy. But if you never use up all of your gasoline first, AKA calories, you'll never tap into the fat storage, which is exactly why I see so many people saying, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating whole wheat pasta and chicken. It doesn't matter how healthy you're eating. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you're gonna be guessing it. And we don't rely on guessing around here. We rely on facts. And numbers don't lie. But look, on a serious note, the reason why macronutrients are so important is because, like I said in the beginning, consistency is key. You're not gonna lose your belly fat in 5 weeks. Some of you, it may take 12 weeks. Others of you, it may take 20 weeks. Depends on how much fat you have to lose. So you know consistency is important. And the only way to be consistent with a diet is to have a well-balanced diet. You see, these cravings you have at nighttime, you want the potato chips, you want the chocolate, you want the sweets, is all because you don't actually need them, but you're craving them because your body is lacking nutrients. So unfortunately, a big mistake most people make on their fat loss journey is they cut out all carbohydrates. I've been there before, and I learned the hard way. And this will cause you to have cravings, binge eating sessions, and ultimately cause you to keep losing and gaining back the same 10, 15 pounds year after year after year. So what you need to understand is that all food isn't created equal. The most satiating food on the planet is going to be protein. This is why a high protein diet and consuming at least 1 gram of protein per pound you weigh is beneficial for fat loss. Studies prove that individuals that are low in protein end up binge eating and craving more sweets and carbohydrates that end up taking them out of a calorie deficit. But we don't want to cut out carbohydrates completely because carbohydrates is our body's main source of energy. It's very easy for our body to break down carbohydrates and utilize them as energy. So it's not about cutting out carbohydrates completely, but it's about having a balanced approach. And in order to make sure that these carbohydrates satiate you better, it's great to pair them with a carbohydrate that also has high fiber. These are things like brown rice, whole wheat pasta, oatmeal, sweet potatoes. These types of carbohydrates are gonna be best for satiety, meaning it keeps you full longer. Along with that, we don't wanna neglect our fats. I see a lot of people think fat makes you fat. That is not the truth. Fat improves your skin. Fat improves your brain health. Fat improves your longevity. Fat improves your heart health. And fat ultimately regulates your hormones. And there's this little hormone called our ghrelin hormone. This is our hunger hormone. And people that neglect their fats, their ghrelin hormone will go haywire, causing them to be craving a ton of higher calorie food. So if you want to make it easy to be in a calorie deficit, make sure you're consuming enough protein and a well-balanced diet of high fiber carbohydrates and healthy sources of fat. Just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're gonna lose fat. One doesn't always mean the other. Just like your last relationship. She was a 10 out of 10, but she was also crazy. It looks good at first, but it doesn't end up working out. Speaking of working out, you're doing too much cardio, which is the third mistake that you could be making. Listen, 30 minutes of running every single day isn't gonna make you look like a chiseled statue if you don't have enough muscle underneath. Doing all this cardio is actually gonna make you look skinny fat, which is where you have no muscle mass and more fat mass. I always recommend to all my clients weight train first and then do cardio after. Cardio should be the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae. Nobody just wants the cherry. Cardio is pointless for fat loss if you're not weight training at least 2 times per week. Just like gasoline is pointless without a car. Imagine pumping gas all over the ground at the gas station. You just end up wasting your time, your energy, and your sanity. And that's probably how you feel on your fat loss journey doing all this cardio without weight training. You feel like you're going insane wasting your time and your energy. And if you're pumping gas all over the ground at the gas station, you're gonna end up in jail. Just like you probably feel like you're in jail in your own body right now, not even recognizing what you see in the mirror. You lost your sense of purpose and who you used to be. Listen, you can watch this video and say cool and keep doing what you're doing, or since you've watched this long, it tells me that you're actually serious about changing your life. And from today, not tomorrow, it's time for you to start being proactive and not reactive. You see, most people wait till their significant other breaks up with them or they get divorced to start to take their life seriously. Or they wait for the doctor to give them the bill of bad news saying you have to be on this medication the rest of your life. They wait until it's too late. Listen, do you wait to buy toilet paper before or after you need it? You buy it before. Don't wait until it's too late. Take what you just heard and start to make the changes today. You know you're meant for more, and you have this sense for how amazing your life could get when you have more confidence, you have more energy, and you're proud of who you're becoming every single day. If you want some more personalized help with this, fill out the link in the description box below so I can get to know you a little bit better, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you out. And if that's not for you right now, no worries. In the meantime, just leave this video a like and subscribe if you got value from it. All I want for you is to actually be able to look in the mirror, smile at yourself, and be proud of who you're becoming. And if I was able to help you out with that, well then my work here is done. So without further ado, have the best day of your life, and I'm rooting for you.